Hi, I'm Lenny Ladner, and let's talk about a bureaucracy in Washington, D.C. that's extremely detrimental to your liberty. Oh, they all are, but this one in particular. It's called the Federal Elections Commission. And what the Federal Elections Commission does, and the federal government has absolutely positively no right to get involved with elections. What the Federal Election Commission does is it writes rules, regulations, codes, guidelines, and standards that affect all elections. Now, if you want to know why these liberals, these statists, these do-nothing Republicans keep getting in, it's because what the Federal Election Commission is designed to do is to regulate who's qualified to run, who can get matching grants, who can raise money, how they could raise money, and of course, if you're like me and you want less government and you are committed to cutting the size, the cost, the reach, and the power of government, they'll do everything in their power to make sure that I can't run. The Federal Election Commission is designed to do the following. This guy Schimmelweiss, who's running for Congress, he's a good guy. He's been practicing socialism all of his life, or the increase of the size, the cost, the reach, and power of government. We ain't going to bother him. But this guy Ladner, he runs, we're going to throw the book at him. Well, you know what? I'm not afraid of you people, all right? What they do with these rules, regulations, codes, guidelines, and standards is they make it impossible for an average person to run. And if you somehow win a fixed election, which is fixed by the Federal Election Commission, by the way, through the 1965 Voters' Rights Act, which is nothing but keeping their people in office and keeping you out. That's right, you, especially Taz. If by some means you win an election, they will find ways, means, and excuses to look into your finances. I don't have any finances, so I don't really care. And basically try to throw you in jail. Now, they got away with this twice. You could look up George V. Hansen, a very, very fine congressman out of Idaho. Okay, he had a mathematical error on some report that he had to file. And Jim Traficant, all right? These two guys stood up for the American people, and the Federal Election Commission found a way to put them in jail. Now, since I'm not raising any money, since I'm not spending any money, okay, what I'm planning to do is when I get to Washington, D.C., and I'm going to get there, I'm going to write a bill, which is going to be to eliminate the Federal Election Commission and make it easy for somebody like you, an average, everyday citizen who's sick and tired of watching these clowns in Washington, D.C. destroy this fine country. I want you to run for office. Anyway, I'm Lenny Ladner, and I thank you for your time.